Hello, I'm Melanie. A little bit about me. I was born and grew up in Ashington and then moved to Newcastle, and then I've lived in Gateshead as well for quite a while. I think I moved to Newcastle when I was about 19, and I have lived further afield. I was in London for a little while, I was in York for a little while, but I've always ended up in the northeast, and I love the area. I think it's a beautiful part of the world, and I love the people. Lots of family and friends here, so I always end up back here. Um, Acting wise, well, I didn't get into acting until I was quite a bit older. Um, I mean, I didn't even get drama at school, which seems to be the way it's going again. So it wasn't really something I thought I should actually do as a job. So my first proper job was working for the National Trust. I worked as support for an unemployed adult training scheme. So I did a lot of the admin, but I also did training reviews and checked out how they were welfare wise on their placements and things like that. And it was a lovely job. There was people in a range of ages, just young ones starting out, and then a lot of older adults that had actually worked for a long time in industry and in mining and had been made redundant, and they were completely starting from scratch. There was a lot of camaraderie. It was a really lovely job, but the government then cut the funding for those sort of schemes, and so that department was completely closed down. So then I worked for, eventually, started working for the railway industry. I worked for Balfour Beatty Rail Maintenance, getting really interesting. I met some very, very interesting people when I worked there. Not at all the stereotype that people seem to have about railway people. And acting, things kind of came together for me. My then fiance got transferred to London. He had no choice, so that did mean that the company put us up in a flat for 2 years, and I had some savings. So all this time I had been going to the People's Theatre in Heaton and finding that I loved acting. So I decided to give it a go. I got into drama studio and did a postgrad there. And since then, I'm single now, so when I'm not acting, and I have to, pay the rent, pay the bills. So I juggle three 0-hour jobs, which is a lot of juggling, some of which involves facilitating workshops, school workshops, which is really great. It's encouraging kids to be creative and think for themselves, and it's better than data entry or call centre, which I've had experience of and hope never to have to do again, but you just never know. So yeah, I think that's enough of me babbling on. I hope very much to meet you again. Thanks.